Howdy YouTube. I want to post a video today on visualization and classical discipline. I was having a chat with nice friendly staff at Just Music in Loughborough today, and I was saying to them how one of the greatest bass players of all time, Jeff Berlin, once said that tablatures and technical exercises are a bunch of shit. What he meant was the classical discipline has persisted for 400 years and has helped people reach astonishing levels of musicianship which are far beyond the level of what musical training has now become, which is, let's describe the two approaches side by side. Firstly, the classical discipline, loosely described, is, first off, you listen to the notes and you memorize them. You orally identify the pitch. You transcribe into sheet music. Yes. And then you'll see in a minute there's an acronym coming. You read off the transcription in real time, and you sensually identify your heart and your soul, the best of yourself, up into the work as part of communication. And of course, that dynamic changes in every moment and in every performance. It's an acronym: LATERS, listening, aural, transcribe, little e, reading, sensuality. Now, listening also, there's an element of historical perspective. There's an element of cultural history and personal history which plays into the background of the intention of why someone would want to create music. That's also very deeply important. And also theory is understanding the melodic, rhythmical, tonal aspects, mathematical aspects, the dynamic aspects. It's a hugely rich study, whatever piece you decide to go into, even whatever piece of music you decide to explore at the time. That's how it runs. On the flip side now, what we have today in modern culture is technically superlative, dull as dishwater playing, which is primarily driven, in my opinion, by the desire of musicians to get attention from others. It's an arms race to be more and more impressive. There is no fastest gun, because there can never be, because there can always be someone faster than you. And really, when the sole focus is that, and one must require and dedicate all their time to achieve this, then life becomes very boring and stale, and really the motivation, depending on your awareness, can dry out. I personally do not care about this. I'm looking for something and a path and an approach which ticks for myself. I'd like to combine both approaches, but with a textural focus and with colours and shades and dynamics according to how I feel. So, let's apply this approach to visualization. And manifestation. I am entering a phase of my life where visualization is being infused with emotional texture that is extremely rich and that is extremely potent, coloured, nuanced, layered with many different emotions and images all together in the moment. And as an example, I'll be walking down a street, look through a shop window, see something I enjoy, and this hat is ridiculous. The bloopers gonna pop out like this. Whoops. There we go. Not really much better. I'll look through a shop window and I'll get a sense and a feeling of something, of an energy, an energy form I want to imbue in my body. So my first step is to store that, to listen and to store that as a frequency in my body. And then I like to transcribe that out through various musical forms and the systems, the pattern generations, the daily practices and the signposts I've developed to work through on my particular crafts, to create a fully sensual environment which bypasses normal styles. With visualization here, the ultimate aim is to do much the same as classical discipline, to listen to the frequency until it becomes a fully formed image in my head that lives and breathes and gives me excitement, to identify that frequency through other forms, to transcribe it out, and then to read off it and feed back into it and have a cycle of sensuality be infused throughout all my daily actions. I'm realizing I'm a very contemplative person, a reflective kind of person. That's just the kind of person I am. I should stop fighting that because of old relics of images of people who tell me to be something other than that. I have to enter into my experience, and this is how I do it. It's the Later's system. Listening, oral, reading. No, listening, oral, transcription, reading, sensuality. Through both instruments, say, my main couple of instruments like just drums, guitar, and keyboard, and yes, vocals as well, and just for fun. Yeah, I'm a Guitar Hero player too, so let's throw that one in for fun. So those 5 follow the same principle. My spirituality, a lot of my spirituality, like meditation, habit patterns and visualizations, manifestations, energy patterns within the body, all follow this natural path of inspiration and storing it inside the body over a long term, and then unfolding it in my mind throughout various different forms. You see, I may not know the truth. The truth isn't going to change because someone confirms or denies it. So with that out of the way, I can have fun and just have fun for its own sake. I can listen, hold on to the frequency, long term, unfold it throughout my daily life, transcribe it, write it down, infuse it throughout my daily realizations, and act more and more in the moment, and it should spiral. So that's just a fun thought. It's a fun practice, one that will probably take a little longer than you expect, one that will come in different ways, one that, might not even seem important to you, but at the end of the day, this is where I'm at, and I challenge and advocate anyone to follow this kind of radical path of inspiration for themselves. If there are any questions, please leave them down. I hope I explained this philosophy fairly well. That is to be inspired by life, to store energy in the body and replicate it throughout your life in creative, fun ways, and then everything else will take care of itself. Really will. Okay. Have fun, and I'll talk to you later.